We're going to continue our discussion on deductive reasoning, and today we're going to look at two types of reasoning. We're going to look at the law of detachment and the law of syllogism. Let's remember what deductive reasoning is. It is the process of using logic to draw conclusions from given facts, definitions, and properties. In deductive reasoning, if the given facts are true and you apply the correct logic, then the conclusion must be true. So if we look at the law of detachment being one valid form of deductive reasoning, it will look like this. If P to Q is a true statement and P is true, then Q is true. Our law of syllogism, it allows you to draw conclusions from two conditional statements when the conclusion of one is actually the hypothesis of the other. So if P and Q then R are actually true statements, then P to R will also be a true statement. So if we look up here, we see P and we see R. Here's your little graphic organizer to keep handy when you're trying to decide which one of these you are using. Let's look at the law of detachment. Given, if I get over 90%, I will receive an A. I got 96%. Using our law of detachment, if P to Q is true and P is true, then Q is true. The conjecture then would automatically be that I have an A. Our law of syllogism, if I oversleep, that's our P, I will miss the bus. That's our Q. Whoops. If I miss the bus, I will have to walk to school. I will have to walk to school is R. So our conjecture then to go from P to R would be this. Here's my P. If I oversleep, then my R is I will have to walk to school. So let's take a look. Let's try to apply these as we go through our video. Let's try to use the law of detachment and determine if this is a valid conjecture. Given, if the side lengths of a triangle are 5, 12, and 13, then the area of the triangle is 30 centimeters squared. The area of triangle PQR is 30 centimeters squared. Here's the conjecture. The side lengths of triangle PQR are 5, 12, and 13. By the law of detachment, we have if P then Q is a true statement and P is true, then Q is true. Do you think we actually have a true statement here? Here's our P. If the side lengths of the triangle are 5, 12, and 13, and here's Q, then the area of a triangle is 30 centimeters squared. Then we say here that the area of triangle PQR is 30. Can we actually say that's true? Could you give me a counterexample to this? We could end up with a triangle that has 30 degrees centimeter, but it would not necessarily have these dimensions. So we would say that no, it does not follow the logic for law of detachment. Let's take a look at our next one. Let's determine if the conjecture is valid by the law of detachment. If a student passes his classes, then the student is eligible to play sports. Ross passed his classes. Here's the conjecture. Ross is eligible to play sports. By the law of detachment, we're going to apply that. So our P, if a student passes his classes, then the student is eligible to play sports. Ron passed his classes. So is he eligible to play sports? In this case, yes, it does follow the logic of the law of detachment. The conditional statement is true, and the statement that Ross passes his classes is true. Therefore, it is a valid conjecture. Now, let's take a look at our syllogism. Let's start off with this one. If a figure is a kite, then it is a quadrilateral. If a figure is a quadrilateral, then it is a polygon. All right, so here's our conjecture. Our P, if a figure is a kite, and our R, then it is a polygon. Let's use our law of syllogism to see if we can determine if this is valid. Our P, a figure is a kite. The figure is a quadrilateral for our Q, the figure is a polygon. Can we determine that if a figure is a kite, then it is a polygon? Since a kite is a quadrilateral and a quadrilateral is a polygon, then by the law of syllogism, the kite is a polygon. It does follow the FP then Q and Q then R. Therefore, this is true by the law of syllogism. Our next law of syllogism, let's see if this works. If a number is divisible by 2, then it is even. If a number is even, then it is an integer. So given our P and our R, if a number is an integer, then it is divisible by 2. So using our law of syllogism, our P, Q, and R, is this a good conjecture? I hope you're thinking that it's not, right? Because the ordering of this problem, following the if P then Q are true, then R then P, it does not follow the order. Therefore, it is not a valid conclusion. I hope that you also used your reasoning that not all integers are divisible by 2, right? For example, 3 is an integer. All right, now what I want you to do is on the rest of your worksheet, your notes, I want you to apply your law of detachment and law of syllogism and bring that last page to class along with your notes, and we will check them. We'll see you in class.